Hi guys, in today's video I'm going to be using the Huda Beauty Desert Dusk Palette to create an eyeshadow look. I'm going to begin by taking the lightest shade, which is the color Desert Sand, and I'm going to use that to set my eye base. I've already primed and I use the Nude Sticks Magnetic Eye Color in the shade Terra in order to prime my eyes. So I'm going to take that color Desert Sand on a Sigma E40 blending brush, which looks like this. And I'm just gonna pat it over my eye. And you don't need a lot because these shadows are quite pigmented, so you definitely don't need to pick up a lot of product. Alright, now that we have our eyes primed, I'm gonna go in with the shade Eden, which is the shade right here. It's kind of like a peachy color. Reminds me a lot of Peach Smoothie, but it's a little more dark and a little more pigmented. So I'm gonna take that color on a Sigma E40 blending brush, which looks like this. So it's just a fluffy blending brush. And I'm gonna put that in my transition area, so right above my crease, and really blend this out. And again, the shadow is also super pigmented, so you do not need a lot. And yeah, it's very easy to blend out as well. And I'm really gonna build this shade up because it is such a light transition color. I am going to build it up quite a bit, just taking a little at a time and applying it into the crease and slightly above the crease as well. So now I'm going to go in with the shade Amethyst, which is the purple shade in the palette, and I'm gonna take that on a MAC 224 blending brush. So it's just a little bit smaller than that E40 from Sigma. And I'm just gonna pick up a little bit of the product at a time, and I'm gonna apply that slightly below that shade Eden, so right here, mainly focusing it in the crease and a little bit on the outer edge of the eye, so like right there. And this color kind of disappointed me a little bit because it looks very like vibrant and pigmented in the pan, and even when you swatch the shade, it's like very pigmented, but then when you go to apply it on the eyes, it really needs to be built up quite a bit. As you can see, like it takes quite a lot of work to build that shade up if you want that vibrant look, just like it looks like in the palette. So just something to keep in mind. Again, I'm gonna do the same thing on the other side. Now I'm gonna go back in with the shade Eden, which is this one right here. It's the same one we use in our transition, but this time I'm going to use that same MAC 224 brush, and I'm going to put that right up here just because we blended a lot of that color away, and I do want that color to still peek through. So I'm just going to apply that here, just blending out the edges, fusing those two shades together. I really like the combination of like the peach with that amethyst shade, the purple. I'm going to go in with this color, which is the darkest shade in the palette. It's the shade Oud, and I'm going to take that on a Smith 235 brush, so it looks like this. I'm just gonna pick up a little bit at a time. Now this shade isn't as pigmented as it looks, that's for sure. I thought it was going to be a lot darker, but that's okay because it does build up very nicely. And for a darker shade, I mean, sometimes it's nice that you can build it up rather than it being like super duper pigmented. So I'm gonna go ahead and apply this just to the outer corner of the eye, barely putting any in my crease. I just want this to be kind of like right here. See that? Right there. And this brush is so nice for doing that. I'm gonna go ahead and apply the same thing on the other side. So I'm gonna go back in with just a clean blending brush. This is a MAC 217, and I'm just going to use that to kind of blend out these edges here. As you can see, it's looking a little bit harsh there. I think I just packed on too much too quickly because I have used this color before and it blends really beautifully. Go ahead and do the same thing on the other side. Alright, so I'm going to leave it like that for now, and I'm going to go in with our lid color, and I'm going to pick up this shade right here, which is the color Royal. It looks like that. It's like a purpley color. Now, I have applied this shadow using a MAC 242 brush, which is my favorite brush for applying shimmery shades. However, I do find that when I apply this to the lid and then I go to pack more on, it takes away whatever you had applied underneath. So that's kind of shitty because you can only use this these shimmery shades from this palette pretty much with your fingers, which kind of sucks. But I don't have very long nails, so for me it's not that big of a deal, but it is kind of annoying because I really hate using my fingers to apply pretty much any makeup. So just something to keep in mind if you are considering buying this palette. So I'm gonna go ahead and apply that shade right there, and as you can see, it is like hella pigmented with your finger. With a brush, like I said, it doesn't apply this vibrant, but with your fingers you can get like a really, really bright pigmented look. Look at that. That is beautiful. I'm gonna go back in with that Smith brush and the shade Oud. It's the 235. And I'm just gonna deepen up that outer edge of my eye, so like right there. So I'm kind of just like pressing and then slightly wiggling the brush. See that? MAC 217 we used earlier, and I'm just going to use that to blend out that color. Alright, and I'm going to go back in again with that 224, and I'm going to pick up the shade, I'm going to blind you guys, I want to pick up the shade Amethyst again. It's that purpley shade, and I'm going to put that, just a very small amount of it, in my crease just to blend out everything that got blended away. Do that on both sides, and then I'm going to do the same thing with the shade Eden. Alright, so I've gone ahead and I've applied my foundation and my concealer. I use the Fenty Beauty foundation, and I am actually doing a review on it. So if you want to check that out, I'll have it up after this video. So on the lower lash line, I'm going to begin by taking the shade Eden, and I'm going to take that on a MAC 217 brush. So Eden was that peachy shade right there. I'm going to go ahead and apply that to the lower lash line. And I'm just going to dust it all the way from inner to outer corner. Next, I'm going to go in with the shade Amethyst, which is that purpley shade right there. And I'm going to apply that on the lower lash line, but I'm only going to take it from like the middle of my lower lash line to the outer edge. I'm not going to apply it all the way in like I did the shade Eden. I'm just going to take that same 217 brush and apply that. And I'm going to take that same brush, just clean it off really, really well. And I'm going to go back into that shade Eden and just blend out that harsh line. Now I'm going to take that teeny tiny little brush and I'm going to use the Sigma E21, so it's really, really teeny tiny. And I'm going to go into the shade Oud, which is the darkest shade in the palette. It's this one right here. And I'm going to apply that again on the lower lash line, really, really close to the lower lashes. But again, I'm going to take it from the middle to the outer edge, and I'm not going to bring it all the way in. So press on first, and then just wiggle. I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. So again, starting in the middle of the eye and pressing right under, really close to the lower lashes, and just wiggling the brush. So you should have something that looks like that. And then again, I'm going to go in back with my 217 brush, clean it off, no extra product on it, and I'm going to blend right below that. So we have no harsh edges. The inner corner of the eye, again, I'm gonna have to use my finger because the shades in this palette, like I said, don't work with a brush. Trust me, I've tried. So I'm going to go in with the shade Nefertiti, which is this one right here. It's like a golden color, and I'm just gonna put it on my pinky. So this part's actually pretty hard because it's hard to get like a precise application when you're using your finger. So I'm gonna go ahead and just press it onto my inner corner. I'm going to put a little bit of that shade Desert Sand, which is the lightest shade in the palette. It's this one right here. I'm gonna put that on my brow bone, and I'm going to use a Sigma F70 in order to apply that. Alright guys, so this is the finished look. I really like how it turned out. I hope you guys do too. And thank you so much for watching. If you'd like to see any videos from me, please let me know what they are in the comment section down below. I'd love to hear your video suggestions. And thank you again for subscribing to my channel and supporting me, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!